like to tell you the story about a client of mine, which I call the case of the medical doctor who was rear-ended on the freeway and ended up having to have 8 surgeries to his low back. Hi, my name is John Burns and I'm a California personal injury attorney. My practice is located in Orange County in Southern California. This case was referred to me by my client's doctor, who handled his physical therapy, and the physical therapist who was treating him referred him to me. What happened to my client is as follows. My client was driving down the freeway when his vehicle was rear-ended by a big truck owned by a construction company. My client's car was propelled forward into the car ahead of him. There were multiple vehicles involved, but the person who was at fault was the truck driver. My client felt immediate pain in his back, which shot down the back of his leg. He went to the emergency room. They did an MRI, which is a special test of the back. They found that a disc in his spine had been pressed so that it was sticking out, pressing on a nerve root and shooting pain down the back of his leg. My client came to see me. He's a really nice guy, kind of a sandy-haired guy with a lot of hair, good shape, really nice, affable person, but he was in excruciating pain down the back of his leg. And his biggest problem at the time was the insurance company for this truck driver wouldn't even talk to him. Well, I got that part of his case resolved fairly quickly. Then my client went to surgery to get the resolution of his back problem. Unfortunately, the surgeon who did the surgery wasn't able to get a successful result for him, and he then started into a series of surgeries. He went to teaching hospitals to try to get the pain resolved. He couldn't do it. He finally ended up going to New York City to a special surgeon there who was able to get him relief at that time for the pain. And when he came back, we were able to get the case ready to go to mediation or trial. Now, mediation is when the lawyer for the injured person, the insurance company and their defense attorneys that are representing the insurance company come together with a retired judge to try to get the case settled. The judge that I chose, I knew from years before. I knew he would work hard to get the settlement that we really deserved for my client, and my client worked very hard. My client helped prepare a tremendous PowerPoint with me, which we did as a presentation in the mediation. The result of the case was, well, we had the case in really good shape in mediation. Now, the defense came up with one little trick at the end that they tried to pull on us, and here's what they did. They went back in the records and they found that about 5 years before this accident, my client had seen the same doctor who did the first surgery after the accident. He had seen that doctor and he had had a small back problem, and that doctor said to him, look, I can do a mini surgery that will fix your problem. It'll only be 1 day, you'll be in the outpatient surgery, or we can put you in the hospital for 7 days, do a much more involved procedure and put a cage in and everything. So my client took the obvious one, the lesser procedure. Now the defense comes and says, oh, well, if you had had that second procedure back then 5 years before the accident, then you wouldn't have all these problems that you're having, which was ridiculous. So how did we overcome that problem? We went back and found the records of my client's physical activities between the time of that first pre-accident surgery years ago and the accident, and showed that he was the champion of his golf club. He was a champion tennis player. He ran and jogged every day. There was nothing wrong with him for 5 years, so that surgery obviously worked. When we showed that as part of our presentation in the PowerPoint, we put it up on the screen, the whole defense fell apart. That case settled for a 7-figure mediation amount. 7 figures is when you go over $1 million, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you have a problem like this, why should you contact me? The reason is because of what I just told you about. I'm capable and trained in handling these kind of problems, getting the car issue resolved, getting the medical treatment resolved, and not letting the defense push us around and making sure that we have the evidence to get the full verdict. So I'd like you to call me now and let me talk to you. My phone number is area code 949-496-7000. My email is john@johnburnslaw.com. Please call me now. I look forward to talking to you. Thank you for watching the video. Bye-bye.